think it's not the end of the world, and it taps him super nice. Oh, yeah, that should work. That's 52 cards. All right. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today finally Orzhov Control that I know you were waiting for. And the games today will be pretty intense, so prepare yourself, and you will be also witness to the biggest Ashiok ultimate ever made on this channel, so prepare yourself, it will be huge and epic. Alright, and for the deck, main premise of the deck is Staff of Completion together with Ashiok. You have only one Staff of Completion, but you have Beseech the Mirror, and this is the big card, this is the card that started it all, because you have things like Temporary Lockdown, Wedding Announcement and Wedding Announcement tokens, Spirited Companion that is here instead of Farmhand because it's an enchantment, and you can have a lot of targets for bargain, which means that you can Beseech the Mirror and take one of our amazing 4 or 3 drops. Depopulate, you can tutor for a sweeper and cast it immediately. That's huge, that was the idea for the deck. Alright guys, I think we will go directly into games, so we will not talk about subscribing too much, but please consider it. It really helps the channel and we are closer and closer to 10k. So with that being said, let's go directly into action and not waste any more time without magic. Let's try. I'm risking it. We start with the planes because we probably need colored mana from those Mirrexes. And that was something I hoped for, because if you have this kind of hand and you don't hit aggro, somehow, you might be in for extremely good game. This is one of the best cards for the matchup. So let's get Wedding. What? I was sure this will be made. This might be the first time they didn't have make disappear when they have 2 mana and we are on the play. That's insane. I would prefer to have Staff of Completion, so maybe I did a mistake of not just YOLOing it, but I have only 1 in the deck, so that's really scary. Smarky. That's a bit unfortunate. We probably need to go with Mirrex roll, which means he will what? And he didn't have a counter spell last turn, but he might right now. So if we play this and this gets dissipated, we are probably losing the game. We could go a Wandering Emperor, but it's also bad. I think we just have to go with Mirrex. And don't forget, we can start drawing some cards, and we still force a sweeper with 3 creatures that will have Anthem effect. Like, it's a 6 damage a turn, he needs to answer it, so it's already enough to Sunfall. And that means we can draw some few cards. Our opponent is also having all of the Mirrexes from his deck. They probably don't play more than 3, so it's way above average for both of us. The problem is I need double black for Ashiok. That's usually how you punish the Sunfall, right? You play Ashiok and you already, you know, get some value. But we cannot do it. Sunset Reverie. You got it. You got it. Good play by him. Alright, this will be interesting for a very specific reason. He didn't have a 2 mana counter spell. It could be negate. No, Wedding Announcement would also be hit. So if he didn't draw a counter spell since 2 cards, we can cast Staff of Completion. I will attack with everything, because that's what we do here. Good. Interesting. He's going all in. This is the risky play, the content play, and he seems to have drawn it. Are you serious? The chance was pretty low, man. Like 2 cards out of 50. But apparently he drew it. Oh, that's so bad. Are you serious, man? It's so hard to play around stuff when they just have the single card they need. This was, like, he's playing 3 or 4 of them, so it's not super unlikely, but that was the right call. We just got a bit unlucky, I think. Alright, 5 cards to go. Here's the Fairy. That's why, this is exactly why we have Stroke of Midnight. He drew a card. That's fine. That is kinda fine. So we can go Aether Ashiok or just kill the Fairy, but let's be honest. It's the Fairy. You have to answer it.
And I don't know everything about chronomancy.
It's not like we're having good tempo, so we might as well do this. And we'll go for the throw this at den step, so our planeswalkers are a bit stronger. Alright, we answered the Fairy, but it's getting scary. After he countered our main card, like, we are super on the back foot. And I'm not going fully for Mirrex plan, because I hope My other plays are a bit better. If he keeps open mana, I might change it. Like, you don't want to cast those Planeswalkers into open mana, so probably we are going Mirrex. He also can get Mirrex. That's interesting. No, we are just getting either Mirrex or Emperor, depending on how he plays. Let's see if that's an Emperor, because then we might go for Planeswalkers. Very hard game for all. This was the only card that really mattered so far. And yeah, we don't want to see another Teferi for sure as well. Alright, the point is that I want him to miss this whole mana. Yes, there is a Mirrex thing, so I could play Emperor right now. Sure, let's go. I think it's pretty good. It's hard to answer from both sides. If he Sunfalls, that's his full turn. He cannot really attack, and now he needs to answer Emperor as well. So we try to put him on the back foot every time, because I don't want to give him full turn. Like, you have seen that how close Teferi is when this is played and not answered immediately. Like, one more Teferi and we might be out of the game. And we cannot play our Planeswalkers because he has counter spells probably. So far we never checked for 3 mana counter spell. Like, we never played a good target while he had 3 mana open, so we don't really know the status of his 3 mana counter spells. We know that he probably doesn't have 2 mana counter spells. He had 0, in 2 cards he drew 1 of them. The chance he has another one from top of his deck is quite low, so, you know, when he leaves 2 mana we should be kinda okay. He doesn't play Essence Scatter, and all the cards we have played would be hit by Negate, so we would know about Negate. Here's the Sunfall. Good, that's exactly what we wanted. Please play a tap land, be a good person and play a tap land. Never easy, huh? Don't forget the Emperor tokens will be 3/3, so that they trade versus this. Oh, please tap. Perfection. Absolutely love it. This is exactly the type of stuff we wanted. Go, Ashiok. Those Nightmares will be 2/2, so we can double block. Of course he can remove something, but the point is that he probably has some Cardo, but he needs time to play it, which means taking 1 turn off. And if we keep pressuring, like if he takes a turn off right now, he's in super trouble, even if he gets a good card advantage. Union is probably the most lackluster Cardo he could have, so that's kinda good for us. Nearly the same cost as Memory Deluge, but like 1/3 of the effect. And we are not an aggro deck, so we don't care about the life gain. We only care about those pieces of paper, the digital paper. So I expect a removal, right, when we double block, but it's still fine. We could also do this and start exiling cards. But if he has a removal, he might as well kill this one, right? So at least let's force it. He also needs to tap mana right now. Oh, and if he doesn't, I think this is where he starts to break. No drawing cards as well, that's so good for us. I think we are breaking him. I think we are actually breaking him. But it's still not over. Those might be extremely powerful cards, probably like Farewell's, Memory Deluge, all this, you know, kind of stuff. And he's out. Because he realizes that he's... See, I told you, that was the turn when he started to break. Alright, opponent goes first. We will see, we'll see. Man, it seems that being on the draw seems to be the new rule. And yeah, let's start with the Fortress. We will go through Wedding. I mean, our curve from turn 3. Like, we don't need targets for removal, so it will take a little bit longer than usually. So we start at turn 3. So we will see. Farmhand, sure. Do we remove it? I think so. I think it will be annoying because our next 2 turns are Planeswalkers. Alright, so... yeah, that should be fine. It's good that he has no pressure, and it seems to be more of a control deck than anything else. And Wedding Announcement will help us to get some good pressure. And we can follow up with Mirrex, so he holds the mana, because apparently it's an Esper deck. I'm not sure if that's just an Orzhov deck with Triumphs, but it feels like Orzhov, but it could be just Esper. So we will attack first. No instance, interesting. And we play Mirrex, because Mirrex is great at playing around mana of your opponent that is control. Like, it feels like an Orzhov deck more than Esper. No blue cards. All the mana is Orzhov, except the Triumph. Alright, we will see. We'll see. We are getting... Oh boy. Really? I think he miscalculated. We'll see. He will make a tokens, right? Oh, I see. I see. So he just wants the maximum power. You know what? On this one turn, he will be at 1 loyalty then, right? I think. So he's getting some cards. Alright. But we can also play Ashiok, so we are not falling behind and our board is better. I wish I had the Anthem effect, that would fix everything, but it's still fine. We will throw a card as well.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Alright, let's go. A lot of damage. He will get extra card, but we are also having Ashiok, so if our Ashiok is not answered, it should be okay. Like, we are getting ahead anyway. Also, we draw from Wedding Announcement, we have pressure on the board, so we force his Sunfall and land. Not really. Let's go for the Throat. Sometimes they will have some tokens to try to... That was the card that answers the situation. Alright, Shuffler. I see today. Let's see. He will get some good cards, so it will be an epic match because we need to burn through all of those cards. What was the card? Barnes. So this is better than the land. Probably this land, right? But Ashiok is dying. I would love to kill this one on board, unless he sweeps, of course. Eternal Wanderer. So this is our target for stroke.
I've made it just in time.
Perfect.
Make
That's really good for us. So, what we will do... Can I exile something during my turn? You ain't exiled. I would love it to be. Yeah, so we don't need to use Ashiok yet. Do we go for ultimate? Maybe. It will be meaningful, and he didn't answer Ashiok so far. So, we attack this guy. Because if we play this, he gets a token, which we do not want. And we play Takenuma because we need to the moment. Sorry guys, we need to develop some mana base here. Alright, board is clear. We have Ashiok, he doesn't. We create token, that is pretty strong. And we could go for Virtue of Persistence, right? I think it's pretty good. Because we are guaranteed to get the adventure part. If we make tokens, we want ultimate. I want to go for value. I'm not sure if that's a good choice, but I will do it anyway. Having another Ashiok is pretty good, so if this gets answered, like we are in good spot, man. We are absolutely in good spot. We can already exile 7 cards. Easy. Alright, let's see. Will he hit our last Ashiok? Doesn't seem like it. So it will be Sorin. Man, this is a pure Planeswalker war. And he will get either Ashiok or Eternal Wanderer. We'll see. Eternal Wanderer. Alright. Alright. Man, rough. And there are no creatures in both decks, right? No, the farmhand. And we have the dog, I think. We had the dog? Where are you? Dog? Oh, it's in my hand. Alright. We know everything. But it will be hard to kill the Wanderer for sure. We can hit very hard, but only once.
I'll handle this one.
So, if that's the token, that's good for us. Then I think we have to answer Sorin only. And maybe we need to try to ultimate Ashiok and just go for the exile. Because we are at 32 cards, but it will take a moment. He's going for cards. Generally good decision. Alright. Good decisions, but out by our opponent. Which we do not like. I think we will start to draw cards and see what we get. Wow, some quality draw right there. All right, this was not great. Oh, this will be a problem. This is enchantment. You don't hit enchantments, right? Artifact creature. I think this is the turn to do it.
Strike fast and strike
Alright,
hard.
man. It's hard. It is hard. So he wants... Ultimating Sorin might be okay for him. I think we need to give up a little bit, trying to kill all of the planeswalkers, and we just try to go for the ultimate for Ashiok. We'll play the dog, see what we get. It also creates some board. More lands, I see. So let's go for Wedding Announcement and Force of Farewell. And we still have go for the farewell, because they will make tokens at some point, so we want to answer them at the end step. We have more mana than he does, right? 7, okay, never mind. It just looks better. Alright. I need to protect Ashiok and I need to ultimate him. That's the point. So hitting 2 lands is definitely not where we wanna be. But don't you worry. We'll try to force it. Though this breach was really brutal. Like, we actually were ahead at this point, but just casting breach is devastating when you cannot counter it. Extremely expensive, but extremely good for decks that, you know, don't try to kill you, which is minority right now. So this is super expensive. Is this breach? Either breach or Virtue of Persistence, I think. That's the only 2 cards he wouldn't take. Like, he's not in danger of dying, so something like 3-5 life shouldn't matter to him. Live game. So if we kill this, he doesn't get the adventure, and I think that really makes our situation a little bit easier, so I will go for it. Even though, of course, the removal might be useful. And yeah, so far it's not an Esper deck at all. So I don't play around counter spells. So this fizzles because there's no target and he doesn't get the backside, right? That's why we played ours while he was fully tapped, because he cannot do this kind of thing anymore. Alright. A cute little dog that definitely doesn't want to die. Especially on this particular turn. I think we are going for the... We could go for the board, but it's not very good here. Alright, let's start to exile some cool cards. Hopefully Virtue of Persistence or something like this. Beseech the Mirror. Right, I think Beseech the Mirror is a pretty good card here. Let's play the land for the turn. And let's attack and see what happens to our poor dog, because something is happening. Oh, I feel bad. At least it's not a cut down. That's a pretty heavy tap. Maybe we can make something out of this.
Finally, I'm home.
Alright, so the exile effect. This means there are more cards exiled, right? Yep, 12 cards already.
You are not much of a roadblock.
But not enough yet. Listen, alright? Listen, there must be something. I don't remember what the card will be, but there's definitely something that we want, right? 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 Oh! Oh! Yeah, I think there is a card that we will want. I should remember about it. Oh no. Oh no, I should do all of it before. Oh no. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Let's draw a card. I messed the lethal. Oh, that was a lethal. Let's draw a card. That's a cool land. Right there. And now he knows. Let's see if he can answer it. Because he is losing in 1 turn. And we both know it. Will he be able to kill on this turn Ashiok that he wasn't able to kill for the full game? I messed it up, man. Right? I think I had the Beseech the Mirror from start, so I think I should start with it. Graveyards too. I think it's not the end of the world, and it taps him super nice. Oh! Yeah, that should work. That's 52 cards. Alright, I have a good feeling about this because he's down to 2 mana. He needs a specific edict, and he never showed that he is even playing this card. Oh man, we are doing it. We are actually doing it. So I will try to play quickly so he doesn't scoop. And we'll try to go for epicness. Man, that was something else. Drawing as the last play of the turn, always great. Eiganjo. Is that a land? Man, like it's either you have an addict or you don't. And we won! Alright, so we are going for the Mirrex, just to tap quickly. Alright, that's the thing. I think he might either not know about what's going to happen, or he thinks that we don't know about what's going to happen. Oh, it feels perfect. 52 cards. And I mean, here go, my friend. And that's the cool animation. Man, is there anything more fulfilling than this? Alright, I enjoyed this one quite a lot. Alright, opponent goes first. And we will go with Companion into Wedding Announcement into Ashiok probably. We seem to be against aggro deck on the play, never where you would like to be, but usually where you are, somehow. Alright, more Ashioks against Talia, that's exactly what... Man, I am drawing 2 Ashioks every opening hand, nearly. And I played 3 of them, man. So, go for the throat. Easy. Our opponent has full perfect opening with literally perfect tax curve. If you stacked your deck by fully cheating, it wouldn't get better than this. This is exactly the fully stacked opening that you get once every 20 games or 50 games, not sure. So, yeah, pretty good. That's a very weird naming, I have no idea why he did it. But sure. I mean, maybe he expects that we will play such a long game. Of course, we cannot go for the throat on Talia right now because of this curve, because he's opening. Perfect from start to finish. So I mean, this is wow. This is also the perfect forward up. Man, this guy knows how to draw perfectly. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So we need to kill Talia and try to hit a sweeper. And if we don't, we lose instantly. We'll go like this. Wedding Announcement. Do we try to go for top deck, or we actually try to fish for stuff? I could draw Depopulate on the next turn, right? And then Talia is the only problem. Not really, like I can still play it. If I draw a Sunfall though, then I want to get rid of Talia. It's also less damage, right? It's 8-10 damage. Talia is always super annoying. This creates more damage, I guess, but Talia is just super annoying. And I want to make sure that all of my top decks will win me the game. It won't, because Mishra's Founder is also the literally perfect follow-up on the sweeper turn. So this guy, man, if that was a tournament, I would say that he stacked his deck. But it's just shuffler thing, so it's fine. So a lot of lands, but you know what? We have the Fortress. It's very great turn 1 play. Actually, for the deck, it is expected turn 1 play for the deck. It seems there's only control today, that's super weird. Let's play the Companion, that's a very good draw, and we just crushed it seems. Alright, let's restart. And we are back. What happened during the absence? Man, we drew a land. That's interesting. I smirk with my dog, and I feel silly. Alright, that's a very bad situation. One of the interesting plays would be to lock down our own dog, and when we bargain this, we get the card back from the dog. We might do it later. Not yet. There is blue mana. Is it a control deck? It feels like control deck, right? Man, that's crazy. So many control decks, but I don't mind it. Alright, so I think... And this is the weirdest play ever. But if that's not a creature deck, this is a dead card. And this way we can turn it into cargo, which is one of the ideas for the deck. And don't forget that bargain is part of the cost, so it cannot be countered. Alright, so it's 5 card control, and not really a band control how I expect. I guess nobody plays band control except me, so I should know. Oh, Mirrex is a decent draw. But that could... So generally this type of deck does not play counter spells. And now the question is, does this guy know it? He might not. Let's see. So I'm playing against normal build. They should not have counter spells, and it seems to be working, so I'm happy with it. Let's start on those sweet cards because we need a lot of them. This is exactly why we did it. See? Now we can sacrifice the lockdown, get the card back from the dock. Manipulator, that's also not the card you normally play in this deck, right? You play Atraxa, because that's the ultimate card. Alright, interesting. So we know that this is not a standard deck. It's in standard, alright, but it's not the classic build, it's some twist or junky version of it. We'll see, we'll see. Like, the Manipulator is of course great card, so it's not like he's losing much value, but it's not the usual build. Alright, first we play the land because it cannot be answered. There's no priority after you play land. Oh my god, do I really need to draw the most expensive cards from my deck? The answer is yes.
A fair trade.
The answer is absolutely yes. I think we just go with the Mirrex. This is the Emperor turn, right? So it is possible we Mirrex into go for the fraud. Because they will make a token, try to threaten the Sorin. Alright. Alright, so he is digging super hard. Maybe? Man, I guess, like, they didn't go for black mana or red mana, so it is a band control. Just with Heart Migration. I guess with 3 colors, I guess you get some already good value. Yeah, I think it makes sense. So it's just a band control. I was wrong at... Whatever. Okay, I'm making a Mirrex token, I smack my opponent in the face and I draw cards with Sorin, preferably 7 drops. So I can kill myself with them. Can I get a cheap, good card? You know what, I'll take it. I'll take it at this point. We need to get some value from Sorin. Alright, we attack first. He sees 3 of our cards, so that's something to remember. We have 1 Mirrex in the battlefield, so we can create some pressure. On the next turn he wants to flashback the Deluge, right? I think this is the perfect play. This is actually a pretty good card. It's not super expensive on the life total, it gives us more pressure, actually very consistent pressure, with no mana investment after the first turn, and we still can open with Mirrex. I know I can attack with Fortress, but he's always untapped. Memory Deluge Gamer. Alright, I cannot be the person to, you know, just roast it because I'm playing the most Memory Deluge I can always. But yeah, it feels rough when you know that your opponent just drew 6 cards out of, you know, how 12 cards, I think. Sure, Reverie. So this will be rough. We have some good removal. So I still think we can get it through, like we can remove all of this with not big investment. A bit risky to not activate Sorin, but if he could answer it, he would probably do it at start, right? Alright, I don't think we are going for the ultimate yet. Or are we? We have a backup Sorin. That wouldn't be the worst. Go. Ultimate. Bite him. That's a lot of damage, man. It's also a lot of life gain. And we have double Fortress, which means that we can be very, very aggressive very quickly. If I play untapped land, I can still use Mirrex, right? And that's huge. So I will. I will draw a card as well. So not going for double Fortress, but we probably wouldn't, right? I will play Staff when he taps out. And he needs to start reacting very soon, very soon. And he cannot memory the Lushi yet. So, I think... Do we go for Sorin? I do it because I want to tax his mana. This is something he should be answering. Generally, if he's band control, he has counter spells. Oh, that's good. That's a hard, expensive counter spell. We still keep drawing cards. Those are pretty decent cards. They are tapped, unfortunately, so he will have moment to react. So he needs to kill this board, which won't be a problem for him. But then we start attacking with the fortress. And it deals 3 damage. And that's why we went for Sorin ultimate. And here's the dog of vengeance. I told you, man, this will be the most important card in this whole game. So, this is scary. I might get busted a little bit, but we'll see. So if I play untapped land, alright, so first we attack and we see how he reacts. I think he has some kind of removal, right? However, if he plays Soul Partition, he used it, right? Or no, not this game. Sorcerer Speed. He might have some issues with attacking, with killing it, but we'll see. It might also be very easy with... the point is that Leyline doesn't hit it and Soul Partition doesn't hit it. Alright, that's actually not the worst. I mean... So, do I activate the Mirrex? Because I have to play the fortress. And that means I'm not activating Mirrex otherwise. He's fully tapped. So we kinda force a sweeper. And that's 1 damage. Acquired. The fortress... Man, this will take a while, but our lands are win-con right now, and that's huge. That's why we ultimated Sorin. Imagine if he was like 16, like he would play a whole different game. So it seems that this is a Shigeki deck. That's why you play Sky Turtle, usually 1. So most likely this is a Shigeki deck. 1, 2, 3 cards. Depopulate is great. No, it's great. Sunfall would be worse because of the token, right? Always 1 mana short to activate both, man. Do we just go with Mirrex? That's a rough one, man. That's a rough one. We could also go Virtue of Persistence and keep getting back dog, but I think it's a little bit too slow. We are having him on the ropes and we cannot stop. So I think it's Fortress. We will force triple, instant, land removal, and we'll see if he's good enough to have all of those. Oh, the attack? No, you went. I hope we are going into attack, which means that at least we get the drain, but doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. I guess we'll play exactly the same turn as before. Bro, we will play literally the same turn as before. You know what? I love it. Epic. Absolute epicness. And we have to use it now? Do you think we are in Groundhog Day and we'll keep playing this same turn over and over until the new set hits? That might be it. Alright, so 7, he has a little bit mana. Alright, alright. Fighting for life gain back. That's not what we want, really. So if I play a land, I can play the Emperor. Again, very awkward situation. I could go for the lockdown and 3 mana and then activate the fortress and play the land to keep pressuring him. He wants to go for Memory Deluge. Oh, he wants to play Memory Deluge right now. This is extremely important turn because after this we are in some trouble. I could play the lockdown and go Beseech the Mirror, but what do I get? Sorry, doesn't make much sense. I don't think we need anything special at this cost, you know, at such a high cost. I think this is the card. It's also for future, for Beseech the Mirror. Like, this really helps later. Good play by him, though. Good play by him. But we're trying to build more and more board. So the point is that even if he has removal, he absolutely doesn't want to tap any single point of mana, which means that we will punish him for it. The problem is that he can stabilize after it. Right, he can just cast it and probably get answers, so we need to ramp up the pressure and create another fortress and another fortress. And we'll see. Man, this game is already super epic. But the Reverie gave him the buffer he really needed, so that was a huge draw for him. With perfect Memory Deluge, well, he's probably getting double removal for our mainlands, so I wouldn't hold my breath that they survive. We still have Mirrex, man. Mirrex is different kind of right. Isn't it beautiful that we have a full-blown Super Shigeki Ultra Infinite Value card deck as a control, and we are just trying to kill it with different type of lands, and we are doing a decent job at it, to be honest. I think this is untapped land moment. Every single turn, man, every play I want to make is 1 mana short, so I can go 4 mana here. Oh no. No, okay, that's huge. Let's go with 1. Because he definitely brought the answer. Don't you worry. And I want to keep pressuring. No way he doesn't have anything. Like, I'm sure he has a removal. Like, he took 7 cards from the top of his library. What? Man, I actually drained him. I know it's lethal. Don't spam angry comments, alright? I know. But if he has a counter spell, that's way worse because we lose a lot of tempo. I don't think we should go for it. I think we should go for Mirrex because that's an instant lethal, basically. And when we play another fortress, our next turn is looking hella good, alright? Alright, bring your Memory Deluge, I guess. Maybe we're forced, you know, we should force him to cast something to break his Memory Deluge. But I think, like, being attacked by double mainlands is already a lot of pressure. Because he needs to, every single turn, keep up enough mana to answer all of them. Bro, stop with the life gain, please. Oh my god. I know, you will say that I miss lethal, but I just don't have any trust that he wouldn't survive this. Like, even this, right? If I attacked with this, he would just life gain, and I would be fully tapped with no Mirrex. Alright, not my favorite. Alright, so the correct way to do it. If he plays Sunfall, I'm fine with it. He actually, like, Sorcerer Speed destroys him because then he cannot answer my lands. And don't forget, he has no way of answering it before I activate it, so I can choose the moment to strike. And I think we have him in the pinch. Like, he's, you know, slithering away. He's doing his best, but I think that we will get him at some point for a single point of mistake.
I've learned much
We'll see.
during my
I'm not
travels.
fully sure.
Let your
It might be
friend do the
different
talking.
because he has insane amount of options. But I think we can. Oh, are you serious? That's probably one of the cards from Memory Deluge. So Field of Ruin answers one of them, and in very efficient way. And that might be the second card. Man, he's doing really good job at trying to survive. Oh, I'm using all of my mana. This is one of the reasons I really like the mainlands. Like, as you can see, we are never out of options. Like, we need around 17 mana just to activate our lands. Yeah, you could think that they provide mana. They actually take mana from you. They steal it. Alright. Alright. So if we activate something, he feels of ruin it. And I can highlight it because obviously he knows. I could Sunfall, which is okay. I get more instant speed creatures. I Sunfall you. The point is that every turn he needs some answer. Field of Ruin extremely helps him, not only because it kills one of the threats. If he killed the threat for 0 mana and I didn't have to pay mana, that would be okay, like I have 2 more. But I need to invest 5 mana before he is forced to answer. See? That was a good play. We took a counter spell from him. 5 mana still. I think we burned through the Sorins, right? 1, 2. We could go for Ashiok. Man, I actually realized we never got any Ashiok. I think I know. But he can counter the card we will play, so a bit rough, but still. As you can see, we have so many targets for the bargain, and we can alternate. If he keeps too much mana, we can always just play cards or play lands, depending on what we want. Alright, getting some sweet counter spells every turn. Do we draw card? I think we're just going a little bit all in. Don't forget, even if we have no cards, no nothing, we have 4 attacking creatures in the form of Mirrex and triple... Man, I really like those manlands. I think they make game much more interesting. I might regret saying this because I'm a control player and obviously they are great against control players. But I will just add white marches to my decks, alright? We will adapt. So right now he cannot trade very well. He can only chumpy blocky. Interesting. One of the cool things about this land, even if it gets blocked, most of the damage go through. So I can activate 2 lands a turn. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Let's play the land. So he has Memory Deluge, we need to go for it. Bring it on. How many instant land removals do you have? And now the question, do we want to go for Mirrex? Or just go manlands, which is more risky? All open mana. I think 2 is perfect because we can activate it at any point. And this is what, already 5 damage to the face. That's a lot. Yep. Here's Field of Ruin. But at least we got rid of it, right? That's good. Do I still have... Yeah, I probably have basics, right? Quite a lot. Look at all those cards. Triple Ashiok, 28 cards in exile, Emperors, Wedding Announcement, Staff of Completion, Mirrex. We have a lot, man. Let's go for black mana because we have all of those Virtue of Persistences. I mean, we could play it. That's not a small card. And if we... Is it optional? No. Do you have creatures? I know already done. Oh my god, he has creatures. He actually has creatures. Alright, so we need to wait until our second main phase to cast it. We kinda have shown, so in a really high play, that was a mistake because I highlighted it, I took the graveyards, he knows my plan already. So it's either Mirrex or Virtue. And I will go with Virtue because it demands an answer. Which means that his Memory Deluge might not be cast, we will see, but it taxes him a little bit every turn. So he cannot play as comfortably as he wants, but I would prefer him to not have another counter spell, to be honest. Because countering 7-drop is usually not great for 7-drop user, you know? I think that he actually starts to slither away from us. Oh my god, that's Shigeki. Told you. Alright. Oh, you monster. Alright, I think we're in a stage of game when we miss the Lethal. And he can double turtle, which means that will take a while before we get the fortresses back. So he can have any card he wants, including negate for Ashiok. Alright, interesting. We don't play the land because our fortresses will be bounced. We definitely activate at least one of them, probably 2 of them, right? And just replay one. I would love to use Mirrex as well, but probably I won't be able to. But I guess I waste his turtles, right? This means he cannot go for Shigeki at least, maybe. It's rough, man. It's rough. When he kills double fortress, we will just use the clue probably, or Mirrex. Yeah, Mirrex. That's the play. When he bounces them, we take the mana, we make a Mirrex token, and then replay one of the fortresses for the next turn. I love that we are actually playing with purely lands and we don't even care what we roll. This is, you know, I like this kind of magic. That means that you always have decisions, even if your top decks are wrong, and that's the right way to do it. And I think that the game is slipping away from us. I think maybe I was not aggressive enough, but hard to tell, man. Hard to tell. Like, if you were aggressive, he just life gains 3 and you still get nothing. So he does the same thing, just a bit later, but you are fully tapped out, so you cannot try to make any sneak plays, you know? Alright, he's... Oh my god. Oh man, is it happening? No, no way. He definitely has some. Yeah, yeah, like he has the turtles, right? He's going for the Union. He thinks that he doesn't need to defend, and he might be right. You know what the cool play would be? To not attack, play land, and go for Ashiok, and start plusing. He might not have the answer. No, he has the stroke, right? Alright, I know, never mind. We need to pressure him because he needs to... We need him to use those turtles, man. And we probably won't be able to. The only thing that is saving us is tempo right now. And he can just bounce it at the end step. Which means that we will be even later. Yep, now he can bounce both of them and make sure that it's even one turn later because before they start attacking again. I also cannot take the mana really. Because they are tapped for attack. And he's going for Shigeki. Alright, he's not going for lands, he does just decided he can answer everything. And oh my god, another field of ruin. Alright, I think we won't win this one. It was close, man. I think we did a lot of okay calls, or I think decent ones, but either I was not enough aggressive, or he just got a little bit too good of a draw. And I need to keep pressuring. So he uses Field of Ruin, that will be 3 mana. Kinda 2, right? Because he get... No, 2 mana. And I lose one of them. Maybe I just go for Ashiok plan. But then, man, he just does Shigeki thing on this. Alright, let's try to be aggressive. I don't think it will work, but, you know, I want to have clear conscience that I did the thing. Because he is low, we won't be able to go through, but I wonder how much mana. Like, I could calculate how many cards he needs to take and, you know, all this stuff, but it will take way too long, and I rather have him do it. And with Turtle he can have infinite value. Alright, we take the mana, that's a good part. And we will go with black mana in case we won't... Well, we won't get the Ashiok, I guess, because it's combat phase. And we'll get the, you know, nearly the mana burn. But we'll get the black mana from here. Alright, those Field of Ruins were absolute MVPs for him. Alright. So I want to pass the turn, let's see if he reacts, because he probably wants to do something before we tap the fortress. The drain effect is pretty quick. That's such a cool way to deal damage. By the way, I'm at 31. I'm at 31. It's so hard to play against Shigeki deck when they get rolling. And we missed the sweet spot when we were on the verge of killing him by like 1, 2... Like those Reveries really helped him. And that's a good one. I honestly think that we will be losing this one. I think we were this close to greatness and we just slip off the wrong way. When he had those 3 cards, it was so likely that he will miss something, but he didn't. Alright, so how we do? I think the best plan right now is Ashiok. We have all of them because so far that's the first Ashiok we have drawn this game and we played 3. So that's a full new strategy angle that we didn't go for yet. And our opponent, I think he's thinking, because he basically has infinite possibilities right now. And he also needs to think about our mana usage, right? This 1 mana can be important. Alright. Everything except 2, so no counter spells. Field of Ruin. Fateful Absence is scary. On the bright side, bro, like, you need to use it right now, right? Or you die. I won't be able to play Ashiok by 1 mana. Can you believe I'm still mana short of my place? No. I will lose this game by 1 mana, I think. Because right now I could play Ashiok And he has no Fateful Absence. And no way of using it, but my mana that I have for Ashiok will be burned. And there's nothing I can do about it. Oh my god, I think I lost by this 1 mana. So I need to use it, to be efficient at least, a little bit. And what are we doing? The dock, right? Create as much pressure to force farewell, but that should not be... that. Oh my god, that was the mana we missed. Then I would play Ashiok, he has no answer. He can go for Turtle, Shigeki, then get the Fateful Absence, but it taxes his mana so much that we might be able to kill him. Takenuma, are you good enough? It's an Emperor, or Sorin. I can play it on the next turn. Like, man, I'm actually a whole game 1 mana short of so many plays. It's insane how mana hungry this deck is. Like 15 mana, you don't even start there, man. Alright, and our opponent is killing our Mirrex. And where are my coolants? Why they are all in the graveyard? What happened to them? Alright, our Melons definitely. Our opponent came prepared, man. That's so many Field of Ruins. Let's go for black mana. I really want a lot of black mana right now. 1, 2, and I think he got 1 back. Alright, so what is the play? The play is definitely to start closing Shigeki loop, but he also needs farewell, right? The problem is that even though it taxes his mana, it's not too much, man. Not too much. Ashiok, please save me. I did my best, now it's up to you, man. Alright, and I think we need to go for ultimate directly. If he has a counterspell, I think that's it. And he has a counterspell, and I think that's it. We will keep playing, we will play Wedding Announcement, because he's at 2, man, he's so close. If he didn't have those Reveries, a single one, we would already get him. Union, we would already get him. And he's playing a lot of Sunset Reveries, which is the reason he's in the game. Along Heart Migration. I like the deck, by the way. He built it pretty smart. Like, there's a lot of aggro, so as long as you don't die, you should be okay. I think Stroke of Midnight might be interesting, because it might be our missing lethal, but he would need to tap out fully. I mean, like 100%. Then we can stroke the Wedding Announcement and we'll get the token. There's nothing we can do. Not yet. Alright, so whatever cards he wants, he will get it. And he already has the turtle, right? So it's not like he should be... I think we'll play this 1 turn. If we cannot get him, yeah, like full open mana, he wants to be fully reactive. And he has all the answers in the world, so I think the game kinda slipped from our grasp. Oh, I'm unhappy with it, but I still enjoyed it. I think that was a really good one. Alright, nothing interesting. Let's go for Emperor. Oh, I thought I have more mana. I did not. I mean, maybe it works, right? Maybe he won't block. I'm really scrapping the bottom of the bar right now with those plays, but I try, man. I'm getting him to 1, and as we know, 1 is all you need to win a game. So he can use Union at any point. I will try to go for lethal. And don't worry, if I plus the Emperor, he would just use the turtle on this and bounce it. So it would not be... I think we need to get him off guard. I like that he's playing at 1 life. He could prevent this damage, he just doesn't care. He's too strong for this. And maybe there is some world where we can sneak this 1 damage. I think Stroke of Midnight is something he definitely doesn't expect, and I mean it's an instant lethal, however weird it sounds. And I could get his Startless at least, so I won't get them, but there's a pressure on this, so he needs to keep doing stuff to prevent it. Alright, that's been the longest game of the world, man. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. Not only you see our deck, but you also see a cool band control with Shigeki. So if you are a Shigeki fan, man, like you have your stuff. What are the cards? Fateful Absence, unfortunately, in Union. Those are the cards that will prevent us from... Of course we need to play Emperor right now, otherwise we are not getting it through the negate. The only reason to go for it later would be to bait negate if you have something better, but Emperor is our best card right now in the hand, so we need to go for it. So yeah, if you like Shigeki decks, I think you will like this game, for sure, for the wrong reason, but it's still here. And of course we like Shigeki decks, yeah. I think that's it. We will play this one turn. If he answers everything, and he will, I think we just scoop. We cannot even go for midnight right now at end step. Maybe he forgets about the turtle. I guess we could get Shigeki from him, but let's not use the ability. Don't you want to exile graveyards, bro? I would really appreciate it. Man, at least he's a bit tapped. We still have two Ashioks, alright? If we hit Ashiok, we get a 2 ultimate, we could mill the rest of his stuff, like look at all the exiled cards, like it's 31 cards. If we get Ashiok ultimate or Staff of Completion, we can get it through, but the problem are counter spells. He can keep countering forever, unless he messes up, and he won't. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, we will see the last draw. If that's a land, I'm scooping. That's all. Oh, I cannot good game. That was a really good game. So Yusarian, if you are seeing it, that was a very good game. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me in the comments if you enjoyed the Battle of the Century. I really had a lot of fun still. I think it shows the power of Manlands. We actually nearly killed him. One different draw on his side and we would win this. Alright guys, and we are in the outro. So we'll talk a little bit about this deck. Also some in-depth plays. The whole idea for the deck, as I mentioned in the intro, was Beseech the Mirror. I really wanted something that uses Depopulate, so I can switch. This is really cool idea, right? Because you always need different cards depending on the matchup, right? Against aggro you want sweepers, life gain and removal. Against control you want value. And this is the card that is both, and that's amazing because it's just always this one perfect card. If they cannot answer Sorin, just taking it with Beseech the Mirror at basically no extra cost is just insane, man. And with Orzhov you have enough mana base that you can support triple black, and that was a really cool idea. And then I went like, I need enchantments to sacrifice. It was originally farmhand. I would prefer farmhand, but it's not an enchantment, so that's why we have the dog. It's just a little bit better synergy with the deck, even though I would prefer lands just to, you know, make sure that I can go high. And you can use a lot of lands with the Restless Fortresses. I really like the card. I think it's pretty amazing, and it felt extremely entertaining to have this kind of effect back in standard. So I really liked it. With temporal lockdowns, like you can that's also one of the cool things about the deck. Against aggro, it's an amazing card that also kills Kumano, so one of the best sweepers in the format, definitely. And with Beseech the Mirror, it's also useful against control decks because it's just a free thought there, and you can also hit those Emperor tokens. So all in all, the deck has a lot of possibilities. It was a bit dicey on me, so I'm not fully feeling it. I had very long games, so I, didn't test it as much as I wanted, but I need to record the video for today, and yeah, it felt a little bit dicey. So I honestly thought Azorius was a bit stronger than this, just because it had everything right. Also a bit less clunky, because of course you have no Cardo here, so you need to really protect those planeswalkers. What really I liked about the deck, Ashiok. Man, Ashiok is absolutely insane planeswalker. We could go Kaya, but as you can see, we didn't go for it, because I think you don't really need such an overkill. Ashiok is good enough, and it's 5 mana, which means it's kinda mid-game even, not like supreme late game like Kaya. So this is definitely extremely cool addition to the deck. With Stroke of Midnight, it was helpful. Sometimes I needed more, but of course it's great against Planeswalkers deck. It's much worse against creature decks, but you can still make it work, especially with deck like this that has lockdowns and depopulates, right? Because this token is definitely dying by accident on some of your sweepers. And with Wedding Announcement, we have so many targets for Beseech the Mirror that it's always a relevant card. I originally had way more 4-drops, but I wanted to curve out the deck, and I think it's more responsible choice. But you can just go crazy and get 2 Emperor, 1 Sorin, and just go double, like shorted and Rankle Prankle or something like this. That was originally here, but I just removed it after some testing to make deck more consistent. So guys, I hope you like it. I hope you'll like also some deck building process behind it. I think we can make it better, but I also think that Beseech the Mirror is a very nice twist that we so far never had. Like, it's a full-blown tutor, and even if you don't hit 4-drop, you hit 3-drop, usually they are super impactful, so it feels like a true tutor for 0 mana in a way. So, really cool stuff, really cool stuff. I hope you like it, I hope you enjoyed the video on the deck and supreme extreme last game. Tell me in the comments how you felt about it, because I'm always a bit on the edge on posting this kind of games, but I thought it's so interesting that it's worth it. So tell me in the comments if that was the case, and yeah, see you tomorrow.